First interview question is, I know I had asked you this before, but you said you teach fourth grade. Why do you teach fourth grade?
I think fourth grade is almost the perfect age to teach.
Okay.
Because they're old enough, to me, and this really should put it in the context for me. They're old enough you can go beyond like the basic stuff. Like I don't have to worry about taking them to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. They can go to the bathroom on their own. They know the basics like the vowels and consonants. But they're also haven't kind of hit all the sort of angst that you might get in later years as you get into high school and stuff like that. So they're like they're still in that, they're a kid, they're happy to be in school, and they're ready, and they're old, but they're old enough ready to talk about stuff in kind of an in-depth way, and I think that's pretty cool.
Okay, awesome. You also mentioned earlier that religion is your favorite subject.
Yes.
So why is religion your favorite subject to teach?
Well, look, I think because it's two things in one. It's academics. There are things that specifically I want them to learn, but it's also faith, which I hope we're planting seeds that they'll carry for the rest of their life and will impact not just their knowledge, but also their way of looking at the world and at and the kind of faith that they will carry the rest of their lives.
Awesome. So I guess coming off the topic of religion, and that's actually really awesome that you say that. So who is your favorite saint? Do you have a favorite saint? Because I know Sister Catherine had mentioned, pray to your saint. She always mentions that to the kids. So,
yeah.
Who is your favorite saint?
Oh, boy. To narrow it down to one, I could give you a couple. I love St. Francis of Assisi.
Oh, he's great.
And the ways that he just, his idea of preach the gospel, use words if you have to. Okay. His ability to sort of bring that to people in the way he lived and who he was. And also St. Thomas Aquinas, because of the way he logically was able to bring everything out in terms of our faith and connect everything logically. And then St. Patrick, as a person from who has Irish background, to have him and what he brought the faith to my ancestors.
Right. Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
And you said that 4-1 is your homeroom.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite classroom rule or a special classroom quirk that only your class does? Not many.
Well, I'd say one of the two, probably, there's two things. One is that stars, like the class can earn stars when they're doing a good job, when they're being focused and prepared and respectful, and that those stars, if they do well, can earn them certain privileges later. So that's, I think, kind of unusual to my classroom. And then the other is that I also have teams, and teams earn points, and all the teams are different sports names.
Oh, that's fun.
Because I'm a big sports fan.
Do you have a favorite sports team at all?
Probably, if it's like it depends on the season. When it's summertime, I love the
sport.
Orioles. When it's the spring, when it's winter, I love the basketball, college basketball, and the Terps. And then during the fall, it's the Ravens. So
okay, good.
It's sort of hard to narrow it down. Good,
because I'm a Ravens fan too, and I know some people are Redskins fans.
Oh, right.
But yeah, go Ravens.
Yes,
purple's a great color.
And my wife's name is Violet, so it just all worked out. Didn't life kind of work out nicely there? Yeah.
All right. So next question. Oh, I heard you used to be a lawyer.
Yes.
So how did you go from lawyer to primary school teacher, and would you ever go back to becoming or being a lawyer?
Okay, so how it worked out, most of the work that I did as a lawyer, I was representing children. I represented them when they were removed from their homes because they were being abused or neglected. So it was very rewarding to be working and trying to help kids in that way. It's a very difficult aspect of life to be dealing with every day. And you're dealing with one piece of them, whereas in education, you get to do everything, especially when you're in Catholic school. You can really help them in all aspects of their lives. So it was I wanted to continue working with kids, but I wanted to find a way that would be A, work in a wider aspect of their life rather than one sort of legal piece, and B, would be maybe you look at it from a more positive way. You're working with them in a more in a positive aspect of their lives that you can see them every day, because I see them every day, where then I'd see them maybe once a year. So there were so many aspects of it that I thought education was a better way of working with kids, both for them and for me, because it made me happier to be spending time working with kids in the classroom than it did sort of, the stress of the litigation. So,
Yeah, I like classrooms better too.
Yeah.
Court sounds crazy sometimes.
Yes,
so.
yes.
So education's awesome. Let's see. Next question. If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
An animal, wow.
I like to say, what's your spirit animal? But
well, I mean, I could say that I love dogs. So I might say a dog, just because they're a combination of, there's fun with them, you can play with them and have a lot of fun with them, but you could also train them. They can be smart, you can do stuff, so they're kind of a nice combination of fun and training and being active, and they're so loving.
Oh, they are.
And
they're so fluffy, and they just come up to you when you come home.
Right.
I always wanted one, but my mom would only let me have a fish. So.
Oh, I had a collie growing up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
oh my goodness, I love
so that was perfect. So that's, they're, you could play with her, you can train her to do stuff. They're very affectionate and loving, and interacting with you. It's a very interactive process.
Right.
So their dogs are
You're
great.
never bored.
Exactly.
That's a great thing. All right. Couple more left. If you could attempt any other job other than being a lawyer or being a teacher, what do you think you would do? I
would say, well, now the difficulty with the other job that I have thought about is that I couldn't also be the family person that I am. So I would think, I've done some religious training recently, taking some classes at St. Mary's Seminary, and I would enjoy being a priest. But there's the little, there's a little qualification that you have to be not married, and I'm happy to have a family.
Okay, that's good. Hey, there's always deacon.
Yes, that has crossed my mind. I think my wife would like my son to be a little bit older before you take on the extra work for that. Yeah.
Okay, understandable. All right. So, lastly, what is a surprising fun fact about yourself?
Besides what we just talked about, the sort of the background of doing the law that I people not be aware of. The other one might be, when I was in college, I worked on the radio station.
Oh, so you're not
not totally not have experience with this. Yeah, I worked as both a news and a sports reporter.
Oh, wow.
And I even got a chance to do, this was an undergrad, I got a chance to do some work on actual sports games, where I could do some commentating on on the basketball. I think it was basketball. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. I love sports too. Sports are so much fun. All right, so that concludes our Q&A with Mr. McCormick. Now we're here to our game portion of this show.
Okay.
All right. So I didn't know what game to do, because one, I didn't know who you were, or what kind of person you were. So I thought, McCormick, like McCormick Spices.
Yes.
And I don't know if you get that very often.
Once in a while. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No relation. Probably if it was a relation and I had all that money, maybe I'd always volunteer to teach, one class a day or something like that.
And then you could do a class on spice.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, but anyways.
See if you can spice it up.
Yeah, spice it up. Spice up the class. All right, but also, fun fact, McCormick was originally from Baltimore. Yeah. And you probably know that as well, which is not too far from here.
Right.
So when I was thinking about these games, I didn't know really what to do. So I thought of a game. It's called What Spice Is That? So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you 3 or maybe 4 if we have time.
Okay.
Photos of spices.
Okay.
And you're going to describe how they look like.
Okay.
And then you're going to tell me, what spice do you think it is?
Okay.
Is this right? Okay. We're going to start off easy though. Let me find the document. It is somewhere here. It's under Trinity things. All right. Here we go. So let me just double check that this is still right. All right. There we go. So here's spice number 1. Mr. McCormick, can you please describe the spice to me?
Okay, so it looks like a whole bunch of little dots. And mostly like a light brown, tannish color with a little black in it. So I am thinking that could be either like some kind of a pepper or maybe cinnamon.
All right, I'm going to give you a hint. Think Maryland.
Oh, is that like the Old Bay seasoning?
That is Old Bay.
So the pepper wasn't too far off.
Not too far off.
Okay,
a little bit salty in there, but yeah, I want to start you off a little easy.
Okay.
But, yep, so this is Old Bay. Old Bay is our first spice. It is a little bit red. All right, so that's photo number 1.
And it's great on crabs.
Oh, absolutely.
And crackers, maybe, or on potato chips. The potato chips with Old Bay seasoning.
Potato chips.
Yeah, Utz makes some with the Old Bay seasoning. It's tasty.
I know there's a ice cream place by me in Hampton, and they have Old Bay ice cream.
Really?
So if you're really into Old Bay, hit up the Charmery. They're
that's
pretty good
that
at that.
Sweet and salty flavoring, huh?
All right, so that's photo number 1.
Okay.
So photo number 2. Can you please describe this spice?
Okay, so this looks like a long stalk that has leaves coming out of it that is green, mostly green with a little bit of white, maybe mint.
Keep thinking. Think potatoes.
Oh, potatoes.
Yes.
Oh, my. So, I don't really think of potatoes. Celery?
No.
I don't really think of potatoes in green.
All right.
Oregano?
Nope.
No.
All right. So I'll give you the answer. So the answer to this one is rosemary.
Oh, rosemary.
So I was trying to go for the Thanksgiving
right, because
theme.
you put the rosemary on the potatoes. I'm like, green and potatoes. Wait. Now I see the connection. Okay,
It's like maybe
got
green
it.
onions. No, so it's rosemary and the stock form.
Can you tell I'm not necessarily the cook in the family?
Come on, your last name is McCormick. Just kidding.
Well, those frozen dinners, I'm really good at pushing the buttons on the microwave oven.
1, 2, yeah.
My wife makes the dinner on the weekend, and then I heat it up during the week.
All right.
That's my part of the job. Yeah.
Easy peasy. That's cooking.
Yeah.
All right. So photo number 3. Here we go. This one is a little tricky.
So it's you have a nut. Well, it looks like a nut, and it's been chopped open in half. You can see the inside, and the inside, when it's been scooped out, looks like a powder. It's like a light brown powder. So nutmeg.
Correct.
Ooh.
You actually got on the first try.
Wow.
This is nutmeg.
Wow.
Yep. This one was going to be the tricky one because I never knew how nutmeg looked like to begin with.
No.
So yeah, nutmeg is your spice number 3.
Ooh, very nice for the winter season,
Okay.
especially when you get close to Christmas. Nutmeg in your eggnog.
Wonderful. All right, so lastly,
Okay.
photo number 4.
Oh, that's got to be a hot chili pepper. So you've got a long red pepper with a green stalk on the end, and then underneath of it you have all this red powder.
Yep.
And it looks like it's got to be a red hot chili pepper.
Yep. So it's cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper.
It's the same
Okay.
thing, basically.
Now is
They're both
that's
very
one of the
spicy.
spiciest ones, right?
Yes, it is a spicy, a spicy spice.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah.
For the sports fans in the group, there's one of those sports radio shows in the morning when you're coming in is there's Mike and Mike on ESPN Radio.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Mike and Mike.
And one of the guys there lost a bet, and the result was he had to eat a pie made of like really hot peppers.
Oh.
He said he spent the whole rest of the day drinking water, trying to wash it
You
out.
gotta drink milk to that.
Oh gosh.
All right, but yeah, that concludes our What Spice Is That game. And because those are the only 4 spices we have. And then this also concludes our interview. So, Mr. McCormick, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. I'm glad to do it, and I want to say how much I think it is a blessing to be here at Trinity for me, and I hope for everybody.
Awesome. Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you guys. Stay tuned for our next interview with another teacher at Trinity School. All right. Have a good one.